Pokemon gamers are sexist. Feminist doubles down on the Mary Sue Chikorita meltdown. There's a second video. This is diabolical. This is diabolical. By Mara Dark. It is diabolical. There's a part 2 to this. Anyways, let's see the part 2 of this diabolical shit.
Just a few days ago, a raging feminist over at the Mary Sue put out a hit piece on Pokemon and any game.
Just to recap. You see my suggestion? Not yet. Just a recap. Somebody on the Mary Sue wrote an article about Chikorita and the Pokemon fandom being sexist for not picking Chikorita. And funnily enough, Chikorita is 87.5% male. It's also homophobic if you don't pick it. It's sexist if you don't pick it. Yeah. What can you say? What can you say? We are on a meltdown. We're going down meltdown road.
Gamer who did not pick Chikorita because apparently you're sexist. If you.
Oh yeah, I'm sexist by the way because I'm picking Tepig. Anyone else who picks Totodile is also sexist.
Don't, but now they have doubled down talking about how TikTokers are perfectly summing up in deconstructing misogyny in the Pokemon community. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon.
I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Because my baby Whimsicott is here. Don't drag Whimsicott into this. I like Chikorita just if I play the game for fun. Yeah. I just... The reason why people don't use Chikorita is because it's a bad Pokemon. Very simple.
Or YouTube memberships. Now, I've had to talk a lot about different ridiculous topics on this channel, and this has to be one of the worst, in my opinion, because this original hit piece on gamers and the Pokemon fandom was mind-bogglingly out of touch. You would think that somebody who is writing about the state of the video game industry and also player choices would understand why this creature is not more popular and why it shouldn't matter which one people choose, because at the end of the day, Chikorita is not some a female icon in the Pokemon world, but of course they want to push a narrative that there's just a lot of sexism within this fandom, and they put out this very long piece.
At this point, they can call me every name under the book. Really anything. I don't care anymore. These are just buzzwords. They don't mean anything anymore. They meant something, back in 2015. Pre-2015, they meant something. Now they mean nothing.
Basically just attacking everybody. I did another video on it, and it will be linked down below in case you want my, in-depth analysis on this, but this was the most ridiculous part of the article since it was introduced back in the Gen 2 titles Gold and Silver and became a member of Ash's team in the anime. Chikorita and her iconic leaf ponytail have been the subjects of criticism and bad faith debates held to the same double standards as the girls and LGBTQIA+ fans who have stuck by her side all these years. First of all, Chikorita does not have a higher percentage of being a female versus a male. For the pick rates, it's actually 87% male for Chikorita, so that's funny. You can't really refer to Chikorita as being a female icon when Chikorita is primarily a male.
Wait, isn't it hypocritical? I just thought about this. So, appearance! Okay. You shouldn't judge somebody's gender by appearance, right? But you think, according to Chikorita's appearance, that it's female. You are a bigot. Uno reverse. I'll put the Uno cards on the table. Huh! Got him. I just got him. Easy.
But putting that to the side for a minute, these people constantly say, oh, a person's gender or sexuality shouldn't matter to you, but yet they constantly use those things as shields, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, the girls in the LGBTQIA fans who have stuck by her side all these years, just because they're women or LGBTQ does not mean that they are better fans or more legitimate fans of this Pokemon. And keep in mind, we're talking about a Pokemon here. It's a fictional creature. It's not some feminist icon.
Yeah, but these fuckers can't differentiate between fiction and reality. They can't. That's why why there's people that cry when they don't get the anime ship that they want. They cry if, like, I don't know, whatever there is, when there's, I don't know, racism in the video game. Stuff like that. Because these people can. These people are schizophrenic. Poker just used 120% of his brain. I have a brain?
It goes on to say, though, if it's not a complaint about Chikorita's girly or lackluster appearance, it's about her average stats and poor performance in her native region. Maybe that's why people don't pick Chikorita most of the time. Maybe that's why people don't love Chikorita, because it's a shitty Pokemon. It's really just as simple as that. It's not because we're terrible people. But then they also go on to say singling out Chikorita and bashing its stats feels needlessly hateful and honestly pretty sexist and homophobic, which is just insane to say because somebody is criticizing a fake creature. But this feminist, Olivia Rolls, actually decided to double down on this by putting out a piece titled TikToker perfectly sums up and deconstructs misogyny in the Pokemon community.
I need to save that whimsy call from her. I need to get it out of there. I need to hack it, her home account. I need to save these Pokemon. They are not safe with her.
Now, I will say this, every single community on the face of this earth has bad apples. There are always going to be bad apples in every bunch, but it's not fair to attack an entire community based on a few people that might be in it that might just be genuinely annoying or rude individuals. It says, though, the Pokemon franchise has long been known for its competitive battles, but there's more to the manga and game series than their signature pastime. So why are longtime fans invested in popular activities like shiny hunting, collecting, and cosplaying often relegated to being casual fans while competitive players are revered? One TikToker succinctly sums up and addresses the misogyny underlying this double standard, stating bluntly, non-competitive Pokemon fans are not casual fans. So the whole basis...
I mean, non-competitive Wait. Go back. Non-competitive Pokemon fans are not casual fans. Huh? They are casual fans. They do the things that casual fans do. There's a huge difference.
Not casual fans. So the whole basis for these articles are TikToks, may I add, because you have two TikToks that were linked in the original article. And by the way, a poll from Tumblr, which is just a crazy, piece of information to base an article on. But this second one, or this new one, is based on a TikTok as well. It goes on to talk about how misogyny is nothing new, but it's getting old. I've played Pokemon since childhood, with Crystal being the first game I really got into. I played Red, Blue, and Yellow, but the second gen's third entry allowed me to place myself in the game in a way that its predecessors didn't, thanks to the video game series' first female protagonist, Chris, at 7 years old. Like Margot Robbie's Barbie, I was shocked to discover this feminist milestone didn't guarantee acceptance or respect.
How? Who starts Pokemon Crystal and thinks, yes, I can finally play a woman? You gotta be insane. You gotta be insanely miserable if that's like your highlight of your life. Like, what? Oh shit, I can now play a female protagonist. I'm creaming my pants. What? No, you don't. What is this? Is rage bait. This has to be rage bait. Once again, this is peak rage bait.
Respect from male players. In fact, we hadn't even graduated from a feminism 101. So just talking about their personal time within, the Pokemon fandom and being a Pokemon fan as a woman. I don't know. I personally have always loved video games and anime and movies and TV shows, and I've never really had to deal with people attacking me based on that, except for when I came to YouTube, and there are individuals on the left who have attacked me. They claim to be tolerant, yet constantly want to push people out of hobbies because, oh, I don't have the right opinion. So I've always thought that this was very, very funny. Jabs like, it's called Game Boy for a reason, and getting quizzed on Pokemon types and matchups were the least of my worries. I'm sorry, this sounds like a bad Chat GPT fanfiction. Oh, it's called Game Boy for a reason, and I was quizzed on Pokemon types and matchups. Frankly, it sucked most to be turned away from hangouts where the boys on my block would battle for hours in Pokemon.
Is this summed up just a child of trauma of not being able to play Pokemon Stadium with the boys? Huh? Yes, video games back then were mostly a male occupied domain. It still is. Spoiler alert. What? What is she trying to get at here?
Stadium, maybe they just didn't want to hang out with you because it.
Or yes, they had no interest to hang out with you because you sound incredibly obnoxious. Like, feminism is your personality. Like, why would I want to hang around that, especially like as a child already?
Made them feel a little bit awkward when there's only one female amidst a group of, I don't know, let's just say 9 other boys. Maybe that's just isn't the environment they really wanted to be in. Maybe if like half of those numbers were girls and then half of them were boys, they would have been perfectly fine. But also, there are plenty of women out there and girls out there who like or have liked Pokemon, so you're telling me that you couldn't find any other girls that were interested in this? I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a very believable story, at least in my opinion, but I don't think that this is really supposed to be a believable story. I think it's just supposed to push their feminist narrative, because they bring up being a feminist at the age of, I don't know, probably 10, right? So I don't think that this is very believable to anybody. And the article finishes off with, this has driven many, myself included, to engage.
What the fuck does it mean to be queer-coded? I don't know. You need to ask those people. I have no idea. To me, it sounds, it's just a buzzword. I don't even know what it means.
Engage with Pokemon in other ways than battling, while I'm sure not all.
Let me read that again. Progress has been made to make the franchise more inclusive in the past 3 decades. Introducing new female protagonists with each release. They introduced new protagonists with a male and female counterpart with each release. Obviously, they did not do it because of making it inclusive. They just made it because it made more money. It just made more money. Introducing new female protagonists with each release, as well as black and brown characters. Yes! Because not every region takes place in Japan! Like, no shit! There is no black people in Kanto! There is no black people in Johto! Yeah, no, in Sinnoh! And at least I don't specifically remember. Yeah, no shit, you know why? These are based on Japan! What? I'm having the meltdown now.
All collectors, shiny hunters, and cosplayers got their start as the result of a childhood ostracism. I don't think I'm the exception either.
This has driven many, myself included, to engage with Pokemon in ways other than battling. Huh? I don't know, are you touching yourself to... What? Is Brock slightly darker? Sure. But I also know there's some darker Japanese. Kanto is literally a place in Japan. Yeah! Like, what, how does... Okay. How does inclusion... Okay? How does inclusion make you interact with Pokemon other than what's given to you in the game? Are you gooning to the gym leader, the second gym leader of Pokemon Black and White? What are you doing? Huh?
That's why it's no surprise that hobbies dominated by female and LGBTQIA+ fans are minimized, and Pokemon like Chicory.
So, okay, when I as a man play Pokemon, it is a different hobby as when a woman plays Pokemon. Did you just throw this into Chat GPT and said, yo, make a hit piece about feminism for Pokemon? And write a continuation of my old article? Like, what?
Rita are still criticized for being too girly and weak, though, to many, and above all else, Pokemon are simply companions. Your background and how you choose to live alongside Pokemon, whether strong and weak or unimportant, this has always been the franchise's key takeaway, yet it's still lost on so many members of the Pokemon community. So it seems that this person, Olivia Rolls, is going through a little bit of something right now.
Is this some non, like... has she not gone past a trauma from her childhood? Like, what is this? Gen 5 is literally America? Yeah. You know it's literally based on America. Like, what? What is your goal with this one? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Emotional trauma, maybe they should get a therapist instead of writing articles. I don't know, just my key takeaway from this is that it seems that they need a little bit of mental health help, but at the end of the day, they can keep putting out hit pieces against gamers and certain communities like this, but really all they're doing is making themselves look even more ridiculous than they already do. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if
my thoughts are very simple. This article, simply put, is more news for the unemployed. Nobody that has a job is reading this. Nobody. Very simple. Like an autistic person as an autistic person, representation can make you happy and feel like you fit into the community more. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a monster collector, true and real. Like, what the fuck are we doing? More news for the unemployed.